There are two basic ways to talk about the past in Spanish, the imperfect tense and the preterite tense. In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at the preterite tense. Before we really get into it though, we should mention that there are two ways to spell the word preterite. If you're studying in other places, you might see it written without the E on the end, or you might see it written with the E on the end. We definitely see it both ways. Both ways are considered acceptable, so don't let that throw you off. The preterite tense is used to talk about completed past actions. We're not going to focus on that a whole lot in this tutorial. We'll have another opportunity to learn better when to use the preterite tense and what to use it for, but we should mention it. An example of a completed past action would be, I swam across the lake. That's something that happened in the past. It's over and done with at the point in time that we're talking about, therefore it's a completed past action. But again, for now, don't worry too much about what that phrase means exactly. Just keep in mind that the preterite tense is used for completed past actions. The steps for using the preterite tense are the same as what you're already used to. You pick a verb based on what you want to say, you cut off the ending, and you add a new ending from the verb chart based on the subject of your sentence. There are two verb charts for the preterite tense. We have a chart for AR verbs, and we have one chart for ER and IR verbs. And here we can see both of these. You may want to pause the video and write these down in your notes. Let me point out to you a couple of interesting things. One is that we do have accent marks in the jo form, as well as in the el ella usted form. Also, we see some similarities in the pattern here. An accented vowel, an accented vowel, an accented O, an accented O, ending with N, and so forth. So some definite similarities here that will help you memorize these a little bit better. But obviously there are some differences as well. Again, do keep in mind that we have one chart for ER and IR verbs. Let's practice just a little bit. Maybe we want to say, for instance, we played basketball. We could add to that, we played basketball yesterday, we played basketball last night, last week, whatever. It doesn't really matter. We'll just use the simple, we played basketball. That's a completed past action. The verb for to play is jugar, which is an AR verb. So here we have our AR endings. Again, our next step then is to cut off the AR, and since the nosotros form is we, we're going to go ahead and use the nosotros form and add that to our verb here as the ending. So we have jugamos, and we can fill out the rest of the sentence. Nosotros jugamos al baloncesto. Now you might notice, jugamos, wait a minute, that's the same as the present tense. You're right, this particular ending is the same as what we see in the present tense. So don't let that throw you off. We would have to have a little bit more context here to know that we're talking about the past. But that's okay, that's not the case for most of these, but it is the case here. Let's look at one more example. This time let's say he ate dinner. We're going to use the verb comer, which is an ER verb. As you know, we'll cut off the ER. Now if our subject is he, we come and find our el ending, which is io. So we add that on, and then we fill out the rest of our sentence. Él comió la cena. This time we don't have the ambiguity about what tense it is. We see our ending there, that I-O with an accent on it, and we know that that's a preterite ending. We can recognize it. We've never seen it anywhere else, so we don't run into that same problem here that we had with the nosotros form of an AR verb. And we've got one last look here at our two verb charts for the preterite tense. Keep in mind, again, completed past actions. It'll mean more to you later when you learn about the differences between the preterite and the imperfect tense. But the preterite tense is for completed past actions, and here are your endings.